Here we go. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? If we are live, hello, hello. We're just going to kill a few seconds here and confirm everything's working. And if you're watching the replay of this, as I always say, you might want to fast forward 20, 30 seconds as we do this. But it looks like there we are.
Yeah.
I got us, Kristoff.
Cool.
I got it on my page. I don't know if it's showing on yours yet or not, but
well, I'm lit up red, so I believe it works.
Okay. All right. Well, hello. We better get our stuff together here then. No more joking around.
All right.
Guys, hey, welcome to, I don't even know what round this is of the Broker Showdown. We're in the 30s, I think. 30s.
There you go.
And if this is your first time tuning in, I've got a very special guest today. Very excited for this conversation. I'm going to introduce him here in a minute. But what is the Broker Showdown? Maybe you've never seen or heard this before. Essentially what it is I am passionate, unapologetically obsessed with highlighting leaders in real estate, broker owners specifically in real estate, like my guest today, Kristoff Jones. And they're doing big things. They're making stuff happen. They're leaders of leaders rising above the noise. And we know there's a lot of noise in real estate right now. And maybe most important of all, they've just got that heart, that servant-driven attitude. And my guest today, Kristoff, is no exception to that. He's the broker owner of Kingsley Realty down in North Carolina. I've run with Kristoff for at least a couple years or so now in some various ways, shape, or form. Now we officially partner together. And this dude, how should I say this? When he shows up in our broker calls, the agent calls that we do as a community, he is like the epitome of what you would hope for as a team player, a collaborative peer. He's an abundant-minded man who's giving. He shows up and engages the way that would make his own agents proud. So just talk about role modeling the behavior of somebody that's doing the thing, not just talking about it. It's this dude right here. So Kristoff, I want to say thank you for being who you are and what you represent. You and I have a lot of things in common, from spiritual beliefs and on. And I just want to thank you for being who you are, man. And we're excited to have you today. But
thank you.
You tell us, fill in any blanks there, who you are, anything about the brokerage. Give us an introduction from you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jake. So first and foremost,
yeah.
Guys, listen, Jake is awesome. Okay, so don't listen to that. But first and foremost, more than anything, thank God for the opportunity. Right, I appreciate you allowing me here. I'm acting like it's the whole world, but maybe it will be one day, right?
Amen. But you got big goals. You are talking to the world.
Yeah, true. I'm talking to the world. This is in the beginning, right? Even though it's been 5 years in, but yeah. But long story short, so yeah, I'm Kristoff Jones, right? Yes, I own Kingsley Realty, but one thing I say. I serve the entire state of North Carolina, me and my agents, right? So we're in North Carolina and South Carolina. We will be expanding to Florida. But my biggest thing, I'm all about the agent, right? That's really my heart. Because a lot of people, when you go get your real estate license, and all these things go on. I've been through some situations. We'll probably chat about it later. But I'm very passionate about encouraging you about your growth. Because it's not about Kingsley Realty. It's truly about you. Right. So that's my heart. I grew up in North Carolina, born in the mountains. Things happened, lived in Raleigh for a while, grew up in Raleigh. That's how I got, grew up in Wilmington. That's how I got this tan. Kidding. Anyways, I always say, but I love the beach, but I'm back in Raleigh now. So yeah, that's my 2 cents for now.
I love it, man. Yeah. Love it. And how many agents you got? Because you've been in the business for 5 years. Yes. How many agents you got right now?
Currently I have 14 agents.
14 agents right now. And we were just talking about his goals. I don't know. You don't have to share it if you don't want to, but this man has some seriously big goals.
Yeah.
So 14 now, put the stamp on it, but it's not about where I am now. It's where you're going, more importantly, and who wants to jump on that train with you.
Absolutely. Who wants to make a difference, truly.
There it is. Well, very good. Thank you for that. Again, my name is Jake. If you don't know who the heck I am, that's okay. But I'm the founder, CEO of The Locker Room, real estate coaching and training company. And we work with amazing partners like Kristoff on all things related to growth, retention, productivity, and profitability. We do so through coaching, consulting, trainings, building of community, creating digital resources and training modules. I mean, there's so much going on. But it's all in the sense of collaboration and helping each other grow and be better versions of ourselves than we were yesterday. All right. So the Broker Showdown, as I've already explained, is highlighting amazing leaders. And the rules of the game really are, there aren't any rules other than I get 3 questions for Kristoff. Kristoff gets 3 questions for me.
Mhm.
Anything goes. Neither of us has any clue what we're going to ask the next person. So it's kind of fun. It's edgy. It's on the fly. And that's what the Broker Showdown is. So, Kristoff,
I'm nervous
are you
already.
ready? Are
No,
you ready? Okay.
yeah.
I get to go first. This is my show. I get to ask you the first question.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
All right, man. So my first question for you is, I love asking this. And the reason why is a number of years ago, I did a research project, if you will, kind of a focus group, asking upwards of 100 broker owners in a 90-day period of time a set of questions. One of those questions is the one I'm about to ask you.
Okay.
And so I found this pattern that a lot of people would articulate their value to an agent through commission splits and whatever shares and this and that and the other thing. So I want to see what your response is. Hypothetically, let's say I'm an agent in North Carolina, South Carolina,
Okay.
and I'm considering making a change, making a move to switch brokerages.
Okay.
I want you to give me your condensed version, let's say, of a unique value proposition as to why an agent like me should considering joining a brokerage like yours.
Whew. So I'll give you my 2 cents, right?
Okay.
So I would say, well, of course, but for me, it's one thing for an agent, but I like to create leaders, right? Because I'm a firm believer in duplicating myself, right? I say these things for multiple reasons, right? Because yes, we get into real estate. Yes, it can be a wonderful business. A lot of people focus on the money, the whole 9 yards, but real estate is more about relationship, right? Because when you build that relationship and you create the leaders, it's not a matter about who can do it better. It's not about a big name. It's about the, like I said, the relationship, the feeling that they get, the conversations that can be had, and how comfortable they can be. But even, I'll go back to the beginning, because that was broad. But creating a leader is not just, yet again, it's not just about everything's a win, because there's going to be some losses. There's going to be some pain, right? And so I like to cultivate and navigate individuals and agents in that space, because you've been in real estate. Well, you know about real estate, right? So what I tell a lot of agents, whether you're seasoned or you're not, one of the biggest things I always say is when you're a great agent and you're making millions of dollars a year, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you're comfortable, that's great. But what else can you do? Right? How far can you go? Who else are you helping? Because buying and selling, that's great. Investing, that's great. But how much further can you go? So I create the leaders because they can, whatever experience they could have had, they can teach somebody else, right? And then, but either way, that's a brief answer for that. So
well, I'm going to ask some follow-up questions because, again, I get to make the rules a little bit.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'm just playing with you. So I love everything about what you just said, man. And so how would you then describe like the agents that tend to thrive in your environment? Who is that ideal agent that you love to work with that really attaches themselves to what you just articulated?
The agents who can't see themselves leaving the brokerage they're with.
Ooh, explain.
Okay.
So I
say because what happens is they've become comfortable. They have become semi-arrogant. They have become, I've done it, I can do it, and let me tell you how to do it. But then my question to them always behind that is, you're still not an owner. You are still working in a roundabout way for somebody else. You still have a quota to meet if you're on a team. And then, yes, you have a lot of people that you may be coaching and talking to, but tell me what you get out of that besides your time being wasted. So over here, we teach you how not to waste your time, enhance your value, right? And just because you're enhancing the value, I also help you make passive income on the back end as well. So now your time is worth something and is being spent well, but also you're not just an agent with experience. You're an agent with experience who can retire well, have passive income, and possibly teach and help other people teach the same thing or better than where you are, because we all have learned from a mistake, right? So that would be my 2 cents on that.
So I tried telling you all in my introduction of Kristoff that basically Another way of saying it is, if you can't tell when you're around him, you're in the same room, metaphorically or literally speaking, how do you not get motivated and pushed to level yourself up? So I'm going to go back to what you said. I wrote down, if you see me, I'm writing things down. Great leaders, I heard you say.
Yes.
The relationship is at the center of it. You didn't exactly say it, but I added the word culture, like just this amazing, energetic culture of collaboration and abundance.
Correct.
Those are the reasons somebody should join or consider joining Kingsley. I didn't hear you say anything about caps and splits and all the things, even though I know you're amazingly competitive in those areas as well.
Mm-hmm.
So another follow-up. Where did that come from? Like, what inspired you? Was there an experience, a thought, a belief system? What inspired you to create your brokerage to be one that focuses on creating other leaders, not just other followers? Where did that come from?
Yeah, so this is going to be an extensive answer. So,
Okay. Right.
Okay, cool. So I will say this I won't say the brokerage, but I've been in other brokerages. And every time I asked a question, they wanted to charge me $1,000. Or because I was the top agent and I was doing well at that location, the jealousy came from different spaces. Okay. Mind you, I have a servant's heart, right? For me, I am religious. I love Jesus. And I tell everybody that's my heart, right? So how can I say that I want to serve others, but then get jealous at my brother or for my brother or whatever it may be, or sister, whatever it may be, right? Yeah. So for me, I dealt with a lot of things. I was on a team. I expected X, Y, and Z, and that did not occur, commission-wise and support-wise, right? I even, before I started this business, for instance, I had someone who was with a large brokerage, and they told me in front of my client that you will fail because the wheel has already been created. You will never succeed nor last a year in front of my clients. But also, I've always been a big dreamer, right? Yeah. As a man thinketh, so is he, right? So because my thing is, if the large brokerages can do it, why can't I, right? If all these other people can make millions of dollars, have these $20 million houses, why should I think of myself less than because I can't do what they do? I'm not them. My journey is different, right? So for me, now I'm a Bible-based person, so I'm gonna throw it in there. For me, Jeremiah 29:11, right? For God knows the plans and the thoughts that he has for me. So how dare I lower my standards because of my own personal insecurities? I refuse to do so, okay? So what I decided to do was let me, John 3:30, let me decrease and let God increase. So that means, God, I have a vision, right? Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision to make it plain. So I'm not trying to make it a preaching service, but that's
preach on, buddy. Preach
that's
on.
my heart, right? So, that's my thing. So God, if you've given me the dream, if you've allowed me to go through the things that I've lost over and over again, and I know what my purpose is, and my purpose is to serve, God, grant me the capacity to do that, enjoy what I do, but not have to worry about the finances to do it, right? And that's where I am today, because when you do what's right, God will bless you. He'll give you what you want. He'll give you the desires of your heart. That's Matthew 6:33, as long as you seek him first, right? So at the end of the day, that's what got me to where I am today. Even before I started the business, and I'll share this quick story. I had a deal that was going on, and I almost lost it. And I said, God, if you want me to start this business, if you want me to help people succeed and be the best version of themselves, you know I need this deal to close, because my money was a little funny, just being honest, right?
Right.
The deal closed 3 days right before, and I was able to cut the check. That was, to me, that was my sign. Some people say the universe, but for me, I'm gonna say that was God's way of saying to me, this is where I need you to be, right? But it's going to cost you something, not everything, but it's going to cost you something. Because what a lot of people don't know is that for 3 years, I didn't have a car, but I was still doing real estate. Yeah, I was still using my mother's car. I had to walk, catch the bus. A lot of people didn't know, just to go show a house, because there was a will, there was a why, and there was a purpose. And that's what I like to impress upon agents. If you know I failed the test 7 times, but I knew it was my purpose. So at the same time, God, if you grant me the favor and the grace to do it and the mercy to obtain it, that's what I'm going to do. And here I am. So that's what pushed me to where I am today.
Faith over fear, man. We can just shut this whole live stream down right now.
Sorry,
I don't know if it's school that I just got taken to or church that I just got taken
Sorry.
to or both.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Holy cow. Dude, I'm so glad I asked you that question. My mind is a little bit blown right now in the
It's
best
all right.
sense possible. So
It's all right. I don't ever talk about my story or my why. I don't.
You should.
Yeah. So
it liberates others. It's that inspired me, and I'm sure. By the way, if you're watching this, give Kristoff some love right now. Drop a comment. What did you just hear? What just spoke to you on what he said? How does it relate with you in maybe your journey right now? Let us know. Okay. Dude, I have so many other follow-up questions, but I can't dominate this whole thing. That is, we're just going to put a big old check mark next to question number 1. You crushed it. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now it's your turn. Now you got to ask me a question.
Absolutely. So this is my question for you. So as you have created this wonderful business, right? And you created a lot of different partnerships. What is one thing you could see yourself? You're already doing wonderful with the agents, but where could you see yourself down the road, not just as a business, but as a person, because people are attracted to you and what you bring to the table, right? You all do a lot of different things. So that would be my overall question. But if you want a detailed question, which I feel like this is 2, but you choose. You choose.
Right. No, it's good.
I always say this to anybody. What makes you get up in the morning, smile, and do what you do?
Okay, that is a different question. I'm going to take the first. So the first one, are you asking like 20, 30 years from now, if money wasn't an like, what am I doing? How am I contributing still?
So no. So I would just summarize it to where do you see yourself within those years for agents? Because you do a lot of good things for agents. You don't give yourself credit.
Yeah.
So to everybody who's watching, Jake is great. I've been in the business for an extended period of time. And honestly, I won't look anywhere else because Jake has been great. Right. And let me give you 2 cents right quick. Wait. Okay. Let me get because Jake has been so great. He does cultivate agents. He has cultivated systems. And I will tell you, I did not plan on doing anything with anybody else ever because Jake has been committed. He's been persistent and he's stayed steadfast on the course, right? And one thing in this business, as you know, you don't want anybody who's here, there, and everywhere. Jake has been steady. If you need it, he has your back. You don't steal from him, but still, you take the time, right? He'll take the time with you if you put in the work and the effort and he sees the quality within you. So that's why I'm asking you, because you offer so much and you give so much.
Thank you.
Where do you see yourself to where? Because for me, if just outside looking in, you're giving so much, what else can you give? I don't want you to go dry, sir. So
yeah, no. Thank you for the question. I think I got it now. You can save the other one for question 2 if you want, but that's a big question, man. And maybe I'll start with a quick story to frame what's going to be my answer to this. So some of you have heard this and tune me out if you need to, but I think back to my sophomore year of high school. You're like, oh no, here comes this guy. Like, what? He's reliving his glory days. No, just hear me out. Sophomore year. Think back to your sophomore year. These are some of the most formidable years, I would argue, in our young adult lives. A lot of our relationships, the way we think, belief systems are formed, I think, during that very specific period of time. So for me, what had happened, those of you that know me, I'm a sports guy, specifically baseball, hence the locker room. But to make a long story very short, it was a playoff baseball game, second inning, starts raining, thunder, lightning, the whole bit. And so the umpires ended up calling the game and postponing it till next day. So they canceled it. Well, our coach at the time was screaming at us players to get the equipment up and pick it up and run inside. We're going to get struck by lightning, whatever. And so I don't remember, dude. We probably were jacking around a little bit, goofing off and not getting the equipment picked up and inside fast enough. Fine, whatever. We're kids. But here's the point. We got inside the gym. He sits us all down and he's just screaming at us, pointing at people, finger in the face, all that. And at one point, he puts his finger right in my face in front of all my teammates. And he said, none of you will ever see the inside of a college or professional stadium unless you buy a ticket. Now that's relevant because I was relatively public about my goals. I was a dreamer just like you, Kristoff, and I wanted to play college and pro ball.
Okay.
Well, we're from the middle of nowhere, Illinois, and nobody had really ever done that sort of thing. So fine, but it was in my heart. That was my dream.
Good deal.
And so I share that because at that moment I had a decision to make. Like, my story is not special. We all have moments like this in our lives, the skeptics, the doubters, the haters. But as a young kid, I could either say, you know what, coach, you're right. What was I thinking? Silly me. Or I could say, no. I'm going to put that little chip on that shoulder. I'm going to prove him wrong, which means I've got to prove myself right first.
Absolutely.
And so I committed. I went all in. Fast forward, I saw some pretty cool stadiums, got drafted twice, the whole bit. And I always thought the story ended there, but it didn't, Kristoff. In my latter years, in fact, it was in your backyard, Garner, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
I was on whatever that main street is, true story, in Garner, at a stoplight. Over here to my right is a McDonald's. So wherever that McDonald's is, maybe that's where I'm talking about.
There's a lot of them.
I was listening to an audiobook called The Storyteller's Secret. And when I was listening to that audiobook, in that moment, it was like a lightning bolt struck me. Jake, the story continued. It was never about, nah, boo-boo, coach. I did it anyways. I saw some cool stadiums. What happened, I realized in that exact moment, was he lit something in me, dude. Like, I can't apologize for it. I can't extinguish it. There is a flame, an eternal flame inside my belly that says, I will never be that person to somebody else. I will never be I'm going to cheer you on. I'm going to push you. I'm going to be real. I'm going to call you out and all the things, but I will never be the person who doubts what another human being is capable of doing. So there, in full circle, to answer your question, where does it go from here, Jake? What else do you have to give? Dude, I can't stop. I won't stop.
Love it.
Here's what lights me up. The job is never done, because there's always somebody. If I'm speaking to an audience of 500, 499 can tune me out. But if I connect with that one, that creates a ripple effect. It's the pebble in the pond kind of thing, right? And so I have this Papa Bear protection fight in me, specifically for the 87% of agents who fail in this industry. I am tired of seeing that stat. Now, I can't save them all, but if I can be a part of the solution rather than part of the problem, and now it's 83%, hey, 77%, at least we made a dent and left this industry better than we found it. I've done my work. I've done my deed, and so that's my heart. And the way I do that is by coaching, leading, developing broker owners, team leads like you, because if I can grow the leader, it's that cascade, it's that same ripple effect, and we can actually create a movement that starts to change an industry and a lot of people's lives. So that's my long-winded answer.
No, that's all right. Can I have a follow-up question? Can I feel like you?
Yeah.
So with that answer, love it. So now my follow-up question to you would be, let's say someone doesn't have the confidence to do what you've coached. How do you help them do it?
Man, that's a big question. First of all, if anybody needs confidence, I may not know you, but I've got plenty of it for you. You can borrow some from me until you've got enough for yourself.
Love it.
That's my first answer. Second answer, man, it's an inside out project. Our words, our actions, the things we speak are a reflection of what's going on inside of us.
Yes.
So I don't just pick at the weeds. I get down in the root, man, and I get in there. And there's models for this. One of my favorites is PTFAR, PTFAR. It's basically my programming, aka my belief system. My programming leads to my thoughts. My thoughts lead to my feelings. My feelings lead to my actions. My actions lead to my results.
Love it.
So when we can understand the PTFAR model, what happens is I generally coach people in reverse order. An agent comes to me saying, I'm lacking a result or I'm feeling a certain way. I can just go to the thing prior to that in the sequence and ask questions. So if somebody's lacking confidence or motivation, well, that's a feeling, I would argue, right? So what comes before the F? The T. So I explore their thoughts. What thoughts do they have that generated that feeling? And to uncover the thoughts, we've got to go one step further and understand their programming, their belief system. Many times belief systems are created two ways: the intensity or frequency of something. oftentimes way long ago in your childhood, and you've just buried it for years, but you've been programmed or conditioned to believe that as truth ever since and never interrogated it. So if I can disrupt or rewrite the programming, it changes the sequence of everything to follow, and you shall be free.
Awesome.
So if somebody hits me with the confidence card, we got some exploring to do. We're going to get deep. I got the questions to ask if they're willing to be coachable and vulnerable, so we can get through that together and reframe everything from there.
Love it. See, that's why you're the greatest. I'm telling you. That's why you're the greatest. Yeah.
It's a lot of learning, a lot of trial and error, a lot of experimentation to be able to get to finally like, okay, now I know how to truly change behavior in people's mindsets, not just talk about it and tell them what they should be thinking. No, awesome. They got to self-discover that for themselves.
Awesome. Yeah, man. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Those great questions, and thank you for the follow-up. All right. Are you ready for number 2?
Dum dum dum.
Yes, it's like the millionaire. What is that show?
Yeah. Oh God, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Is that it?
Dum, 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 the lights go down.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a futuristic question. Actually, I'm going to ask you to look. I don't know. None of us know. Let's just go 3 years out from now. Let's pretend.
Okay.
So look 3 years into the future. Take your crystal ball out. What advice would you give to a real estate agent right now? If an agent was watching this right now, what advice would you give them so they remain relevant and at the center of the relationship or the center of the transaction into the future, especially when AI and other softwares and things are trying to maybe replace the agent?
So I would tell them that's kind of a multi thing. So first and foremost, I'm a big on relationship. I will always say that, right? So that's generic. But more than anything, this is kind of a big answer. I would say, please remember your tomorrow is not your today, right?
Oh, you got to unpack that.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, that's why I say it's kind of big. So yeah. I say that for everything, every seed you plant that day, everybody you talk to, every follow-up, they may not want to do anything or they may want to do something, right? But you have to stay on top of it, meaning that you can't allow life to get in the way. You can't allow the busyness of today bother you tomorrow, right? Whatever clients you're dealing with, you have to know that, or even client, friend, foe, whatever. You have to make sure you are step in step with them. And step meaning, and I'll just give an example, right? So I have a client, love them. They're closing on the house in July, but I've conversated with them almost 3 years ago. So, okay. Wow. And I stayed in touch with them, but I was in step with them. So on the holidays, I followed up with them. When they wanted to meet, I did that. I did a lot of groundwork ahead of time. See, AI, don't get me wrong, not knocking it, is good, but AI can't walk in the houses and give you the feeling that you need when you're about to spend your money. AI can give you a location and an address, but it can't give you the feeling and the nerve. So what you need, in my opinion, is that even though today AI is a big deal, tomorrow, aka 3 years, it's going to be better, but it's still not going to replace the today. So you focus on what you can do, cultivate how you're doing it, and when tomorrow comes, make sure you have stayed in place and in step with them throughout between today and tomorrow. So yeah.
Could you? So I have a follow-up, but could you repeat what was the quote, the line you gave at the very start of your answer? What was that about today and tomorrow?
Oh, you got
don't let your something today.
Don't let your. Oh God, listen, you have to rewind.
Okay, that's all right. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
okay, it's okay. Because no, that's not even putting me on the spot. It just I say stuff. My friends say I say stuff. It sounds like a quote, and you just don't know.
I do it too, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was like out of the archives or just like on the fly.
No,
it's gold. We need to go back, or somebody put that in the comments, because that was like boom. Write that down. Okay. Yeah. So what I heard you say, and I wholeheartedly agree with, is relationships. And a lot of people would answer that relationships, but you took it a step further that I hadn't quite heard before. And I maybe expand on this a little bit further about the lockstep. I love that. You be in lockstep with them. Is it a fair translation that what you are saying is integrate yourself, be a part of their lives. It's not just every 7 to 10 years when they need you for a buy or sell thing.
Yes.
Is that what you mean? And if so, maybe just go a little bit deeper on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is what I mean. And I'll give you an example. The clients that I'm telling you about, I was pretty much up to 3 years and they closed in July.
Yep.
This is what's so wonderful, because I was in lockstep with them.
Yep.
Their daughter has a friend who's a realtor who lives in town, and they were upset with them and said, why didn't you use them? The first thing the client said, he's been with us every step of the way. Okay. Because it wasn't, people say, oh, just follow up and call and check in. No. But so that's why you have to be careful with social media. I added them on Facebook. They had a new grandbaby. I saw an anniversary. I saw a birthday. He started a business. Retirement was about to occur. So those life events, I was there every step of the way, right? So I was relevant. And so now when they talk to people, they're like, oh, no, I have a great realtor. How'd you meet him? I met him almost 2.5, 3 years ago, but every time we needed it, he was there. Every time an event happened, he was on it before we saw. They need to look for furniture. I was there. They were trying to look for a place to buy another car. I was there. Like, there's so many things, right? Yeah. He needed a ride from the airport. He was going to get an Uber. I said, why? Call me. I'm there.
You're doing life with them. You're inserting or integrating yourself into the daily, just hustle and bustle of life, so that when they do need your services, obviously you're the first person they think of. I mean, really, but doesn't that take perspective? Doesn't that take you saying, no, I'm playing the long game, when so many of us are playing the short game, like, where's my next closing going to come from? That takes you seeing out, doesn't it?
Exactly. And this is my 2 cents. And I even say this to some of my the agents as well. That separates you from being a good agent and a great agent.
Yeah.
And I say that because, and I'm sure I've heard you say it too, Jake, I think, because I say this for this reason. Once you do a transaction, most agents think that's it. You know, give them a moving gift, follow with them into, 3 to 5 years, because statistics says they'll change and blah, 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 right? But people forget, after they close, you don't want to be forgotten.
Yes.
Right. You want to have a purpose. And then in everything you do with real estate, it has to come with a purpose. And like you said, it is a long run game. I knew when we started, I knew he wasn't retiring until later, but I knew, and let's be honest, I knew bills still had to be paid later. I still knew I had a firm to pay for later. Yep. And of course, I've heard agents say, that's crazy. I don't have time. I'm not going to pick them up. I'm not doing that. And this is kind of bold. I love people. But I would say, and this is why you're not in real estate now. No, this is why you're looking for your next deal, because you have not understood the purpose of serving.
Yes.
Because that literally came from a servant's heart. So yeah.
You're cultivating, and I know some people overuse the analogy of farming. Right now, I live in the Midwest. You got plenty of farming going on where you are.
Yes.
And it's planting season right now.
Yes.
Like, first I got to till up the soil. Then I put the seed in the ground, and I water it, and I let time and the sunlight and water do its thing. And then the crop grows. But even when the crop grows, it's not harvest season yet.
Correct.
It's just this whole beautiful analogy. And that's what I hear you saying is, listen, my timeline, I want it now, but my timeline is not what's important here. It's theirs.
Correct.
Okay? And so that money that we're talking about is going to spend in 3 years just as good as it's going to spend today.
Correct.
So what do you do in the meantime? Cultivate, nurture. I'm going to use your word, lockstep. Be in lockstep with them.
Yes.
So when the timing's there, all right, you're the first person.
Yes. And back to the statistics. They say 86% of agents who meet the person face to face, they stick with that agent.
Yep.
And it's just one, and literally to me, it's the basics.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to be successful in real estate, it's the basics. You got to be able to pick up the phone. You got to be able to come out your comfort zone, and you got to be able to know it's not about you. It's about them. Hence why I always tell agents in the firm, it's not about Kingsley Realty. It's about you and your success. If you do the steps and you do the work, it will work.
So happy to hear you say that. It's the fundamentals. It's the basics. It's the blocking and tackling of relationship building and business building. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing new here.
No.
Go back to being human. Use your AI as much as you need to for whatever you need to. I get it.
Yeah.
But let's not forget to be human along the way.
Agreed. That's why I say AI is good, but AI is not going to tell you good morning.
Right.
AI is not going to say or give you the feeling that you need. So anyway, I could talk forever about that. But yeah.
No, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, man. Excellent stuff. That's number 2 for you. I guess what you got for me, number 2.
All right. So let me ask you this. I'm looking down because there was one that I did write down for you. And I want to make sure I ask you the right way. So okay. This is what I'll say. As you coach individuals, okay, and as you have developed, and like we talked about confidence, right? So my thing is, as you help them and you build them through confidence and you build them through the program and you do all these things, what is one advice or piece of advice you would give every agent across the board as you're building them up throughout their career?
I'm going to give a more elaborate answer. A word that just flashed in my mind was consistency, but that's, we all know that, and yet many don't do it. But I'll see if I can give you a more in-depth answer to that. Got it. So, and you've heard me, I think, teach to this, Kristoff. Sometimes I like to pick battles with quotes and words, and some may say, Jake, you're just playing semantics, dude. Well, maybe, but you know what? I like to be a contrarian and swim upstream against, every once in a while. And so where I'm going with this is the whole success lives outside your comfort zone thing. Now I get it. And I'm not even saying I necessarily disagree. I get in context what people mean, and I understand it. However, through my experience, and that's just my lived experience, I've seen how something as innocent and likely true as that statement is can get so twisted and damaging to somebody. I'll explain. Well, Jake, success lives outside your comfort zone, and I'm an agent trying to get my career going, struggling, doing the grind, and I'm just cold calling. I'm knocking on doors. I'm doing all the things that, frankly, I hate. But after all, somebody once upon a time told me that success lives outside my comfort zone, so I'm pretty uncomfortable right now. So I guess I must be doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Full stop. I have a couple problems with that. Number one, what is success? What is success? Like if I asked every individual, and I've spent an embarrassing amount of time talking about this with people, high producing people too, mind you, and so many people can't define it. Yeah. What does success mean to you? For me to understand, is that statement, success lives outside of your comfort zone, is that true? I first got to unwind, well, what is success? Yes. And my fear is a lot of people, when they say, oh, that person, they're so successful, my fear is what you're really saying is that person makes a lot of money. Well, who am I to judge? If that's your definition of success, fine, I'm cool with that. But I think for most people, it's not. Oh, that person, look how successful they are. Well, why are so many people with all the money in the world taking their lives? Depressed, never see their children, have no relationship with their spouse. Is that really success then? I need people to first define what does success mean and then ask the question again. Yes. My belief system, I don't have to be right, is instead of subscribing to the idea that success, however defined, must live outside my comfort zone. Get uncomfortable, Jake. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Dude, I want to stab my eye out with a spoon at the thought of that. Waking up every day dreading what I'm supposed to be doing. No. So, Kristoff, we created a different model. We created something called the strength zone. And it's this whole bullseye ring thing that we designed, and it's a whole concept in and of itself. But basically, I believe your definition of success can be achieved by expanding your strength zone, never once getting uncomfortable, because the strength zone concept includes getting real with self. What am I naturally good at? What are all the transferable skills from other jobs that I can take into real estate? What is my natural behavior style? All these different ingredients that put in a blender makes you uniquely you.
Yes.
And then if I own those things and I lean into those things, I double down on those things. Now I work on expanding from there. I don't know. Two things can be true at the same time, but I think that is a much easier, cleaner, more natural path to success than trying to convince myself I just got to be uncomfortable every day. Yeah. So that's the one piece of advice. If I could, I would share with every agent from the mountaintop. Hear me. Please consider this. If you agree, great. If not, that's okay too. But at least I got you thinking.
Absolutely.
Maybe, just maybe, there's a better way than the current way we've been told or subscribed to.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo. I couldn't answer that no better. That was good.
Yes. Thank you. All right, man. I think I got I got one more for you.
Oh, shucks. Okay. I'm ready. I'm nervous, but I'm gonna see.
So the last question I asked you to go into the future. This question, I'm going to look. I want you to look in the rear view. Okay. And this is one of my favorite questions to ask leaders. Okay. So, looking back, knowing what you know now, what mistakes, pitfalls, challenges have you had to overcome during your journey, and what lesson did you learn from it, or how has it helped shape who you are today?
Yeah, that's a big one.
I asked like 3 questions in one, but you got it.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I answer this thoroughly and correctly. Well, not correctly. For me, through everything that I building the business, the whole 9 yards, I trusted too easy. I believed too fast because everybody doesn't have the same heart, right? And people will see what makes you great. People will see that and use it against you if you have not fully understood the gift that you've been given.
Yeah.
So for me, that was an issue. Also, and I'll elaborate on some of those things. The second part, what's the other question?
Yeah. So an example of a time that an adversity that you've had to overcome as a part of your journey, and what lesson did it teach you, or how has it shaped who you are today?
Gotcha. Okay. So because of the trust issue and the things that I've gone through, and seeing that people have taken advantage of the gifts that I've been given, the lesson it taught me was not to jump so easy, right? And this from a business perspective, not just and yes, this will help for agents as well, but everybody's a 1099 as an agent. Okay, so excuse me, I think I bit my gum. But but everybody's an agent. So as a 1099, and even if you're not a business owner and you're watching, or not an agent and you're watching this, as a business owner in general, use discernment and wisdom before you proceed forward with a partnership.
Yeah.
I say that because everything that sounds good is not always God. For instance, I want everybody who's watching, right? This is something I do. When you spell God, that's G-O-D. When you spell good, that's G-O-O-D. If you look too fast, you're going to miss what you should have done. So that happened for me because I was so comfortable and trusting and allowed people in my circle, when they looked like they had good intention, I had good intention, but they saw the value and the purpose and the why of why I was doing what I was doing. There was even recently, right? And even though I learned from it, it can still happen. Recently, there was a situation, as a story for an example. I was going to do a partnership with an individual, and it went left because the deal fell through. Everything was wonderful. This individual met other people, right? Lovely people. I'm not mad at the folks, but I learned something. What I learned was that they called the people that I was going to help them with behind my back. Also, they turned on me in 2 seconds. Now, that's emotion. I get it. But in business, you have to separate the two, right? And so due to the fact that was not separated, that, people, that individual they said some nasty things, and it wasn't because I did it. They were upset due to my client backing out and something transpiring there. But I say all that to say, I opened the door for the partnership, but then the character became a flaw.
Yeah.
So because I didn't take the time, right, to learn or listen, because I thought everything was fine. But I will say I prayed about it.
Mm.
And when I prayed about it, I said, okay, cool. I got my answer. I said to the individual, I said, we can partner at the end of this deal. I did that on purpose because that was the time that it was going to take. Because when it gets tight, you need to make sure whoever you're doing business with, they can stick with you, right? If it's the partnership or a client, right? If you're going to be showing houses, whatever that may be, are they going to actually stick with you? And do they value what you're stating? Or are they actually just there because you can open a door, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or business wise, am I partnering with you because of what you have? Am I partnering because of the character and I like you as a person, right? So
That's really good.
you're
Yeah.
right. So that was a big deal for me, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, I learned from it so I could back away from it. Earlier, I would have lost bits and pieces of
Yeah.
things because it my excitement got in the way, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah, you're
I
jumping
also,
into every opportunity without analyzing the character or what's beneath the
yes,
honeymoon phase of it all to
yes.
make sure is this, yeah, I get it. That's really good
Yes,
stuff.
right. And then this is my other thing too, for specifically for agents. Every deal is not a good deal. All
Yeah.
money isn't good money.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you set yourself up in a way to where if you need to walk away from something, because every relationship isn't a good relationship either, right? Because at the end of the day, overall, in a broad view, and I feel like I'm saying it over and over again, but in a broad view, you have to make sure what you open yourself up to, whatever relationship you're going to build, it is going to lead to something.
Yeah.
One of my business coaches always says, when you partner with somebody, it's a with them. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
It's sad you have to think like that, but it is like that,
Yeah.
right?
No, it is.
Because everybody's not going to have the same mindset, mentality, or character like you.
So true.
So yeah, that would be my learn. I know now, right? Hence why I'm able to grow. Hence why
Yeah.
I even partner with you. Why
Yeah.
things are established because, and I'll take it all the way back. Imagine building a brokerage. You build people based off friendships and not purpose. So now you have a lot of people who are just there, and
That's
then
right.
you have other people, broker owners, and they're, I want to grow my business, but now you're wasting your money,
Yeah.
and you have people who aren't even doing what they. It's so many things.
Yeah, you built the cool kids club, but not. I mean, that's why I say, like, in the spirit
Yeah,
of what you're referring to,
yeah,
you know, you toss around recruiting and attraction, and I'm all about it.
yeah,
And yeah, part of my teaching in that same breath is make it a selection process. If the
yeah.
word recruiting bothers some folks, go select the people. It's not
Mhm.
about everybody with a pulse and a license, but I've got to talk to, just like my spouse or significant other, I've got to
Yes.
probably talk to a lot of people to find the ones and the
Yeah,
qualities that I really want to now make in a partner. Well,
quality
the
over
same thing's
quantity.
true here.
Yeah,
I'm going to select the agents that I
yes,
want to hire into and attract into my organization. But to do that, I've got to go on, I'm going to be silly here, a lot of dates. I've got to learn
you do.
about them. I've got to learn the things I'm not wanting just
Mhm.
as equally as I got to figure out the things I do want in the ones
Yes.
that I allow into my ecosystem.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
say this really fast. One thing, one of my biggest, I would say, advice for the person for the lesson that I learned, or anybody who's gone through it. My 2 cents would be willing to walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
I
what I've
know
heard you
that,
saying. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I know that sounds. I'll be willing to walk away. I'll walk away anytime. Yeah, if that's easier said than done. A lot of people say, "Yeah, I'll walk away," and some people do walk away, but then you flirt with the opportunity again because you want to give a second chance.
Yeah. And
Now,
it's
don't.
easy to say, no, I'll walk away. But when you've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, whatever money staring at you, money makes people weird.
Yeah.
Are you disciplined? Do you have standards, like to your point, to say, no, even despite that, I'm
Yes.
still going to walk? It's not right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that is your name. That is your reputation. That is,
Yeah.
that's your character, right? And you don't want to be a part of somebody who's disgruntled.
Well said.
You just
Really
don't.
good. That's really good stuff. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
No worries. I talk a lot, so I got to be quiet sometimes. So,
No, this is your show, man. I mean,
no, this
this
is
is
your show.
about
What you
you,
think?
brother. Like, you go, don't stop. All right. All
Yeah.
right, man. I think you got one more for me, and then we'll land the plane. I got a quick rapid fire round for you before we break. So,
Okay, so I'll make this one really easy for you.
no worries. Oh, I lost your audio. Is that on my end? Mm-mm. That was weird. I love live television. Nope. I can see you. Yeah. I just don't hear you. I'm not sure what happened. Let me try this. Unmute. Hang on, everyone. This is the fun of when you do live streams. Things happen. I don't know. If you have an external mic, I don't know, unplug it, replug it in. Or if you can hear me, at the very bottom of your screen, there might be a picture of a microphone. Make sure the right one is selected. No. Let me make sure. I don't think it's on my end. Hold on. No worries. No. Try it again, Kristoff. Say nope. Well, that's weird. I mean, I can sing, I can dance. Not really. You don't want me to do that. Well, here's the thing: if we can't get this up and running, it's all good. I don't need to answer a third question. We got through miraculously all three of Kristoff's. You keep trying if you need to. On your side, Kristoff. Oh, now you're frozen. But while we wait, hopefully for now he's back. Go ahead and say something. No, it's all good. It's all good. Here's what I was going to say, guys. You don't need to hear from me. It's all good. Kristoff's sound is kind of messed up right now, but the important thing is I was able to ask my 3 questions to him, and we got some absolute fire, some gold in those responses. So all I was going to do next is go through a rapid fire round, just silly stuff like, hey, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite vacation? That kind of stuff, which would be fun. But if you want, Kristoff, maybe you circle back to this post and you can put those. I'll ask the questions. You can answer them in the comments. That's fine. But nope, still not working. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. I don't know. That's okay. We're at time anyways, guys. I want to respect everything. And maybe this is good because now I can say things and Kristoff can't respond back. Ha! I can have a lot of fun with this. But I do want to say thank you again to Kristoff Jones, broker owner, Kingsley Realty in North Carolina. And I believe he said serve South Carolina, looking to expand, looking to attract great agents that value not just learning and education, but really personal growth. He's in the business. I would argue, he didn't say this, this is a Jakeism. If I ask, what do you do, Kristoff? The temptation could be, well, of course, I'm a broker owner of a real estate company. I help agents and their clients buy and sell homes. That could be his answer. But you know what I really think Kristoff is in the business of and he's called to do? Creating leaders. He's in the people development business. It's just cleverly disguised as a real estate brokerage. That's the vehicle he has to be in the business of creating leaders, developing other people. I think that's pretty stinking cool. So, Kristoff, I don't know what's going on with the sound man, but are you cool if we land the plane, or do you want to keep? Oh, now he's frozen. Yeah, you cool if we land the plane? Okay, I'll talk to you. Okay, so guys, again, what I was going to do, so Kristoff, make sure when this is posted, you go back. I was going to ask you after the silly questions, how can somebody get in contact with you? Maybe I'm a broker owner. And I just want to mastermind with you about something. Maybe I'm an agent in your marketplace and I watch this and I want to talk to you about exploring what that would look like. I want you to be able to, whatever you're comfortable sharing, your website, phone, email, you get it. Make sure you put that in the comments so we have it. But other than that, we're going to close it out, guys. This was an incredible one. This is one worth rewinding, listening to again, because Kristoff dropped some absolute gold on us today. And I'm so grateful for that, buddy. So Thank you. This was a lot of fun. Hope you had fun too. Give us a thumbs up, Kristoff, because we can't hear you. You got to love it. Love tech. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be Exhibit A as to why technology and AI should never replace us, because it can mess up. All right, brother. Hey, we'll talk offline, Kristoff. Let's do this again sometime. You're the man. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to y'all very soon. We'll see ya.